This week on the Untitled KKP show, I'm going to be talking about fighting games. Surprised? Hello and welcome to another episode of Untitled KKP show, the show where we talk about video games, anime, and everything in between, except figuring out what to call our show. I'm your host, Jonathan Toyat, aka Mr. Toffee, and I'm here to talk about what else? Fighting games. But first, we're just gonna do a bit of a news room cleaning, some house cleaning for new stuff. So yeah, just today, literally as I'm recording this, they have announced a lot of Golden Globe winners, but the one that I'm most focused on is of course K-pop Demon Hunters. So K-pop Demon Hunters has won 2 awards from the Golden Globes. One of them is of course Best Animated Film, and the second is for Best Original Song in a Film, which is of course golden. Everybody likes that tune, and that's really not a big surprise. That is won quite a good number of awards. So let's see, it was Maggie Kong and Chris Applehans who accepted the film award, and the song award was accepted by singer-songwriter EJ and the group along with Mark Sonnenblick and Lee Hee-jun. So yes, she said, EJ herself said that she has a tireless pursuit earlier in her career to become a K-pop idol, and then with rejection and disappointment. So the next best thing is to make songs and do the choreographing and whatnot. Co-wrote, performed Golden, so worked out really great. You know, if you don't give up, you will eventually get to your dreams and whatnot. Really cool stuff. So, and of course there's a list of awards that she has won, EJ and Mark has won for this particular film, K-pop Demon Hunters. Golden Globe, Astro Award, Critics' Choice Award, Critics Association of Central FL, Capri Hollywood International Film Festival Award, NJ Film Critics Circle, Puerto Rico Critics Association, Hollywood Music Awards, MAMA Award, Melon Music Award, NRJ Music Award, Asia Artist Award, K World Dream Award, and RTHK International Award. Next few will be of course the Grammys and the Academy Awards. I believe that's going to be happening the next few weeks or so. So I won't be surprised if this Golden and animated show wins in the next couple of award shows. So they do deserve it. The show's great. Music is definitely great, although I'm not a fan of the K-pop stuff, but I can tell that it's well made, well put together, well choreographed, and the production, everything is just solid. Like, Netflix took a chance at this, Sony Pictures took a chance, and it paid off really well. Although the biggest, I guess, I won't say it's a big regret, but the only small regret is this should have been a theatrical release. But again, I understand a lot of publishers and a lot of distributors hesitation towards publishing shows like these, especially for animated stuff where it may track, it may not track. I mean, I was actually surprised that Neza 2 did as well as it did last year. When I saw that, it wasn't the best show. It looked really good, but it wasn't the best in terms of comedy. Great for action, not so good for long-term storytelling and comedy. It's divisive and all that. I still prefer something like Zootopia 2 and K-pop Demon Hunters for comedy and balancing action, drama, comedy all together. But again, to each your own. And it's also a big risk too for any studio to back big movies. But this, I guess, K-pop Demon Hunters, Maggie Kang, EJ, and co actually got their due. So this movie did really well. So props to them, of course. That's going to be like that one bit for K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm going to dedicate to maybe a couple more. Oh yeah, next one will be like the prevalence of this meme called SLOP. I'm just gonna put it to my screen right here. So this has been going around in my feed, not just the KKP feed, my personal feed on social media, where this post pops up. The second you turn 34, I can't stop talking about SLOP. So basically put up stuff from 20, 30 years ago, either it's music, movies, or video games. I don't get that. I think it's just trying to shame older people that, oh, we're talking about this, it's SLOP. Far from it. This is actually a prideful thing for us, for people like me and older people and younger people who were born around the 80s and 90s. We like these things, because these are the shows and the games that actually led to the creation of all the younger Zoomers content that they like from 5 years prior or even up till now also. Like, without these old classic titles like Diablo 1, 2, Resident Evil 4, we won't be talking about stuff like other survival horror games like Crow Country or Signalis or any other. I mean, basically every single anime you've seen all stem from Ghost in the Shell and Evangelion. I mean, we wouldn't even have stuff like Cyberpunk Edge Runners without Ghost in the Shell, or any of these mecha series that try to blend in something a bit more serious and something more dramatic and less action-packed without traces of Evangelion, you know? So, yeah, you can make fun of it all you like. This is gonna be something that's just gonna pop up and then die out. And it's just gonna be a meme thing. Like, you're actually bringing this up to be made fun of. We're not making fun of the games inside this list. We're making fun of the term itself, SLOP, which is a nonsensical term on its own. So there you have it. A nothing burger that kind of needs to be mentioned. I mean, it's kind of common sense to bring up the fact that this is just some young person's way of saying that the stuff that they like is actually more superior than the older stuff, and in fact the older stuff actually inspired the newer stuff that came along with it. So it's just a bit weird that we have this trending. But anyway, I hope this is just a couple of days fad. Maybe it might be brought up as a meme or a joke at any point, at another point in time this year. So there you go. Now, the more important news, the more important stuff. So a couple of days ago, SNK put up a tweet, well, a clip basically, teasing their upcoming Season 2 character. And it seems from the looks of it is a post-apocalyptic war zone. Kids are about to get attacked by a bunch of gangsters from the apocalyptic zone, and then suddenly the bad guy turns his back, and then he gets like a fist, he gets like 2 fingers on his forehead. That is the key attack from Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken. So we're gonna have Kenshin. So we're gonna have Kenshiro. How do you say Kenshin? I'm getting Rurouni Kenshin and this show mixed up. So we're gonna have Kenshiro as one of the guest characters. Maybe it's a tease, who knows? But then again, they tease Ronaldo and he's a playable character. So we're gonna have Kenshiro as a playable character in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So he will definitely be in the roster for Season 2 alongside Wolfgang Krauser, who was also teased in a previous trailer last year, around late December. So I guess this show is about who else is going to be in Season 2 for Fatal Fury. With the SNK World Championship 2026 happening on the 29th of January, we're going to see some gameplay most likely, or just announcements of the next 3 characters who will be accompanying Wolfgang, Krauser, and Kenshiro. Why 3 more? Because the previous season, Season 1, had 5 characters. We've got Ken, Chun-Li, Joe, Andy, and Mr. Big. That's 5. So if I guess correctly, it's gonna be 5 more characters in Season 2. So who will be picking the last 3 slots? Well, I've got my predictions. We're gonna discount Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock Howard. If we're following how SNK deals out DLC, characters like Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock Howard, who are bosses, if they're made playable, they're most likely gonna be free, like they did for KOF 15. And I guess KOF 15, yeah, that's probably the only one I could think of, where boss characters are added in the game as for free, and maybe they have a challenge mode added into Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So who knows? But we know Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock Howard will be separate releases, not counted in the Season 2. They will be playable for free, probably this year. I mean, if they want to add in more characters. But for the 3 remaining slots, I've got my predictions. I mean, of course, let's go with the easiest one, Blue Mary. She was featured in the storyline for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves for Kevin's side, and I believe, whose side? Ken's side, or is it Chun-Li? Yeah, Chun-Li's story mode. Yeah, so Chun-Li's story mode and Kevin Ryan's story mode, because Blue Mary is Kevin's cousin and so forth and so forth. Yeah, cousin and all that. So we have Blue Mary coming in. She's going to be playable. I mean, she was playable in all the KOFs. So it only makes sense for her, a Fatal Fury character, to come back in playable form. So she will retain all of her like back 2 seconds forward moves when she does a slide, follow up to a grab move. She might have that M spider thing. Oh yeah, and then also the DP where basically she does an arrow kick, and then you can do another input to follow up with a grab. So she's more like a counter sliding, I won't say rush down, more like a burst damage kind of character with some decent footsies to go around with. Not really a rush down character. I think in KOF 15, her role was kind of like she would be sidelined because there are other better characters who have her more of a footsie kind of role. But in Fatal Fury, she'll have more moves added to her kit, so she might be a more utility mid-range character. Now the next few, I mean 2 more picks. Let's try to have a bit more fun. So yeah, 2 more. They're gonna be Fatal Fury characters. I guess for me, I would like to have Rick Stroud come in. You know, like a Native American boxer being in Fatal Fury. It's been a while, so maybe he might be in as a fan favorite. Who knows? Or Duck King. Duck King's another favorite character. He's got like the Blanca style moves with the breakdancing and the cannonball attacks or so. So he's unique to have. Kind of like a mix-up, not quite rush down, but a mix-up character with a lot of like stuff to confuse opponents and whatnot with the breakdancing and stuff. And plus, he was featured in Salvatore Ganacci's story mode, so Duck King has to be there, definitely. But who else? There's one more slot. Rick Stroud, Duck King. I like Xiang Fei. Hold on, is that her name? Yeah, Xiang Fei, yes. Xiang Fei is a Fatal Fury character and KOF character. She wears a Chinese outfit, she's a waitress. She eats a lot of dumplings. She's got the big forehead, she's got the bells and the pigtails and stuff, like all connected. She has a bunch of like a DP, she's got a close range fireball. She's definitely like a rush down style kind of character. Like, but then Hotaru fills up that role though, of like a Shoto. She's supposed to be like a kind of Shoto-like character, but maybe not Xiang Fei, because Hotaru filled up that role really well. A bit too well, based on the tier list. She's top tier, yeah. So Xiang Fei might be a bit obsolete, so we need different playstyles. So yeah, Rick Stroud, Duck King, Blue Mary, characters who have different playstyles than the current roster. Those would be good picks. I would like Freeman to be in. I mean, a villain kind of character, an irredeemable kind of character. And plus he's got unique moves, like a level 3 counter move, where basically he does a pose, he walks forward, you attack him, you get a counter move, you get countered basically. And it happens really fast, quick, and unassuming, which what makes it a very dangerous move. So, especially when you have when Freeman's a rush down character and you have his level 3 be a counter, it forces your opponent to press buttons to interrupt his attacks, and then when you put them in that mindset, you pull up, your Freeman player will pull out a counter. So someone like Freeman will actually be good as a Season 2 character. Now, I kind of want to look forward to maybe for Season 3 or 4, which is going to happen because Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is got really good backing right now, considering that SNK is being funded by particular big spenders, I'll just say, and parties who are doing big esports events at this point in time. So Season 3 will probably be Art of Fighting characters. So we bring in Mr. Karate. Maybe 5 slots again. Mr. Karate. Who else have we got? Mr. Karate, Kasumi, King, and I guess 2 more Fatal Fury characters. Maybe joke characters like the Cheng Xingzhan, who actually appeared in Joe's cutscenes in the Joe story mode. Cheng Xingzhan, the fat Chinese guy, and Tung Fu Ryu, who was a playable character in KOF 14. So the old man who can become like the Hulk. You've got the fat comic character, the Chinese comic character, and three Art of Fighting characters: King, Ryo Sakazaki, aka Mr. Karate, the new Mr. Karate in black. I think they should put the Buriki 1 gear on him. Give him some Buriki 1 moves, but still retains the fireball, the Shen Kyaku kick, the horizontal traveling kick, uppercut, and his parry move, the one where he basically does the pose and then you can follow up with another attack. I think that's a Buriki 1 thing, right? I'm not sure. You could tell me on the chat or tell me in the comments. But yeah, something like a Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Have that Ryo Sakazaki Mr. Karate coming in this Fatal Fury game. That would be really cool. And yeah, and Kasumi Toro. She has been a pretty cool character in Art of Fighting 3 and all the KOFs she's appeared in. She's actually one of the more fun, if kind of broken characters because of her. She's more of like a close range footsie character with counters. I can't say she's a rush down. She's more like a pressure mid screen character where I'll just press a bunch of buttons, and when I lead you to be, if I can trick you to hitting me with a move, I'll pull off my counter. That's Kasumi in a nutshell. So she has to be in. She's either her or Yuri Sakazaki. But then again, Yuri is a Shoto-esque rush hour character, so maybe just keep a Kasumi if you want to keep things a little different. Kasumi can come in her old school gear like in the previous games, or in business attire. Like maybe create a funny backstory for her, like because her dojo, the Todo dojo needs a lot more support, so she becomes a salary woman or something. So she fights in a salary woman outfit with the same moves and everything. Like her hair's all tied up at the back, and then she has to fight while not revealing her skirt, or moving around her skirt and whatnot. Or maybe she has a salaryman outfit at the top, and then she's got like her gi at the bottom. So it's actually really funny when she has that style being worn in Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. But I would like Kasumi to come back. She's a really fun character to play and watch in story mode and whatnot. So yeah, she deserves to be in Fatal Fury. That's for sure. I think that's it for my picks. To recap, Kenshiro, Wolfgang Krauser is definitely gonna be in. So Blue Mary, definitely a shoe-in. So that's 3. 2 more picks. Assuming they don't use Art of Fighting characters, Duck King and Rick Stroud. I would like those characters to be in, or Freeman, it can be one or the other. And then whoever isn't in that can go to Season 3. And I guess for Season 3, the holdout from Season 2, Kasumi, Mr. Karate, aka Ryo Sakazaki, King, the bartender, and another guest character. It can be anybody, maybe even from Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, Kizuna Encounter, or maybe even World Heroes. Jean, the Phoenix Lady, the Knight. She fights with a sword and everything. Who else? Mudman, Neo Dio, King Leo from Savage Rain, the Crow guy from Savage Rain Buriki 1, Silver from Buriki 1. Hey, the possibilities are endless. Fatal Fury is gonna be the guest game, the single player 1v1 guest game that people will be playing for a very, very long time, given that SNK is getting big backing from its mutual partners, I'll just say. So maybe there's a benefit to this whole sports washing thing. Right? Okay, that's it for me. From me, I'm Mr. Toffee. Thanks again for tuning in to this Fatal Fury fighting game K-pop Demon Hunter extravaganza. If you want to check out more of our content, do go to kakuchopare.com, our website, check out YouTube page, and do like and subscribe to us. We post new content every week. Your subs and your notifications do help us out a lot. So thank you again, and see you. Bye bye.